Hey, bro.
Yes. What's poppin', my G? What are you saying,
Sorry,
man?
bro. It's been a crazy couple of days and stuff.
I can
Trying to
imagine.
trying to move and do all this stuff for the fight and YouTube in the same breath.
It must be crazy because, I mean, put it this way: like a couple of weeks ago, you've been to the UK for the first time. You had a big, massive fight with your daddy Pineda, and now all of a sudden you are teaming with your daddy Pineda. Like, how's that all processing for you? How have you had the time to even process all of this stuff?
Father and son tag team. Hide your kids. Hide your wife. We're out here.
Yes. Oh my days. Well, I mean, look, obviously we're here like with tag team boxing being announced. When it was first announced, as it was introduced, when you got the phone call, like how did you approach that? How did you envision your mind thinking we're actually going to go in a tag team boxing?
Mams is like tag team. You and Pineda versus two other fellows. And I'm like, fuck it. Let's rock.
Yeah, I mean it's like it's kind of ironic, really. Like obviously you fought Pineda and now you're teaming with him. It must be like, I mean, obviously you guys must have been cool from the jump anyway. You know, there was never any bad blood. So for you to
In
team
my
with him now,
opinion, in my opinion, we're cool. I don't know. I haven't heard from him, bro. I've been trying to reach out to him, and I haven't heard shit back from him. So
okay, because I saw a few interviews and at the process, you know, I heard that you were trying to get through to Pineda's team and
yeah,
Pineda.
I've
Is
been
that still the
trying to.
same?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Hopefully, we'll be connected soon.
Yeah, because what was it? I heard your team name being Los Pinedas Coladas.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, is it because you like pina coladas? Is that what it is?
I don't mind a good drink.
You don't mind a good drink as long as it comes into it. It doesn't matter. So I mean, like, I know that a lot of boxing purists would be, will be pissed off at it because it's not the norm. I mean, tag team boxing is never heard of until now. You know, Misfits trying things differently, like with the pro tournament, an $8-man $1 million prize. Um, is there something in your mind that you would think you want to include in Misfits? Is there something different that you may have thought of to be like, yeah, that should work for Misfits?
I mean, the boxing purists, they're going to be mad that I'm even fighting in the first place because I'm not like a real boxer and that all of us, were YouTubers first and stuff like that. So those guys are going to be mad anyway. This is just another thing that's going to piss them off. So I'm not, like, I feel like the people who like Misfits and who like us boxing are gonna fuck with the whole idea of the tag team thing, and then the people who already didn't like us are probably just still not going to like us. So I'm not too worried about it. But I don't know. I think Mams comes up with all these ideas. I don't come up with them. He's really smart, genius marketing and all that. And like, I think that all these things are going to work out really well. I don't really know what else to add. Like, shit, he always comes up with good ideas anyway.
Because it's very WWE esque, and I remember when we talked last time a few weeks ago. You had no idea on WWE, you don't watch it, but it's ironic now that tag team boxing is included, where it kind of like is inspired by the WWE way in terms of doing tag team stuff. So now that's being introduced. So it does that process in your mind of thinking that there was inspiration from WWE, even though you don't watch it yourself.
I'm sure that's what I'm hearing around the place.
Mm.
Is
I,
that that's what people are all about
yeah. So
on
I mean,
about it
it's
being like
crazy.
the WWE.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm looking forward to the tag team boxing. Because I can envision the rules already. Because I know that it hasn't been fully announced yet as far as the specific rules, but I can imagine that you could probably tag your partner in like after each round, or if there's like a knockdown that you can go on to your partner and let them come in. So, is there any ideas in your head that you've been thinking of how the rules would play out, even though the rules haven't been announced as of yet?
Like as far as sanctioned rules, I'm not sure,
Mm,
but I said this before too. Like during sparring, we do tag team. Like like you can tag in somebody when you're done, and we'll do like 10-minute rounds or whatever, and like tag in, tag in, tag in.
mm.
So and like rotate through the people in the gym. So I mean, I'd assume it's a bit like that. It's not. I don't know. I'm not sure as far as like sanctioned rules what they're gonna have going on. I know they said we're gonna have to wear 16-ounce gloves, which is kind of a bummer, but I'm not too worried about it. Like it's just like I'm not gonna let like glove size get me down or like pissed off about some shit like this, you know?
Yeah, because I
Kind of
think
small.
I think obviously from what I've seen in the Mams interview on Misfits that safety is of high importance. Of course, like obviously there's four men in the ring. So obviously, you know, there's going to be like, you know, punches that are laid anyway. There could be damages, but obviously the safety is the utmost importance. So I guess with tag team, I think you might have to increase the ounce just so that you have more safety protocols in there, I guess, so that
I
you guys
don't
are caught at the end of it.
because it's not all four of us at one time, right? It's like tag
No,
team.
of course. So like, you know,
Yeah,
each
so
fighter in the ring.
I don't think it's that dangerous, to be honest with
Mm,
you. I just feel like if anything, I think it's safer because everybody isn't like you wouldn't be like as gassed out if you just have like a 2 minute break instead of a
mm,
1 minute break like we normally get in boxing. You know, a 2 minute break, you come out, my boy fights for 2 minutes, and then I come in and I'm like basically back at like 90 or 100% by the time 2 minutes is over, you know,
mm,
to go back in. I feel like if anything, it's safer because you're not like super worn out and ready for that really clean shot. It's going to put you down.
mm. So it's interesting that like obviously how it's going to play out. Like I'm looking forward to it because it's brand new. It's never been done before in boxing. Because when KSI announced it, and then obviously the tag team announcement came out, I thought like yes, I'm in because being a big fan of WWE, I'm curious to see how the boxing will play out for sure. Um, I was gonna ask as well, like with obviously with Pineda, like I know you said you hadn't had a chance to talk with him. Have you not even spoken to his like translators or management team? Like, because obviously I know obviously he doesn't speak much English. So is
Yeah,
there a way of like maybe translating how you guys will connect and stuff?
for sure. Like, I think that we're supposed to be getting put in touch pretty soon here. Ma'am said just hold tight, we'll get that handled. So
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for him to. We have time. I'm not in a super big rush. I mean, he said he's gonna have Pineda and his team reach out to me and mine. So yeah, hopefully this week I'll be able to say something in an interview about me and him talking.
Oof. Well, looking forward to that. And it was reported this a couple of days ago that Salt Papi and Faze Sensei would enter the Misfits Tag Team Championship pool. Now, obviously, that like you know, as reported, that is a team in itself. Like,
Yeah,
should you and Pineda like win against Stromedy and Austin Sprinz? We're gonna get into those guys in a minute. Would it be
yeah.
something? Would it be something that you guys would want to look into as like to fight for the championships? Because obviously, I'm hearing that tag team championships are being included as well.
I don't know. It's just so new and it's like so fresh in my brain. I'm really still like figuring out everything that we want to do with this whole tag team thing and like um thinking about like how far me and Pineda want to try to go. I haven't really thought about anything past this fight yet as far as tag team stuff
Sure.
goes or even honestly fights in general because my plan wasn't even to get back into the ring this early. My plan was to take a few months, get into camp, get right, and then come back and like really show up and show out. But you know, just a thought that I had. Imagine if like okay, so imagine JJ and Jake, they fight, right?
Yep.
One of them wins, blah, blah, blah. They tag team two other folks.
Wow. It's
It'd have
funny.
to be like two pros. Or like somebody of that stature. It'd have to be like Nate Diaz and like maybe somebody else, like maybe Dylan Dance. Even I don't know. That will probably never happen. But that's just like I don't know. The first people that came to my head.
It's like fantasy booking in your head. It's funny you say that because I would have thought the opposite where in terms of like JJ to team with Logan Paul. Because of course, like naturally they're working together on Prime.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
cool.
Logan Paul's already back in WWE now, so he's cleared from his injury. And obviously that could, grow speculation that he could come back into the boxing fold as well. Because there's already talks of him training to get back into boxing. I'm not sure if that's true or not. But I'm thinking
Yeah,
Logan Paul and JJ could be a team. But then where does that leave with the whole? Because obviously the story's there. Like Logan Paul and Jacob brothers. JJ and Logan are working together and they're friends and business
yeah.
partners. So that whole story, like, I don't know how that would play out. That was so interesting, like the way you just said that.
I'm also wondering if like people at that level, like the highest level of influencer boxing, like as far as like fame goes and all that, if they would do something like this, maybe like later on after it establishes a bit more, but I don't know if I see them really jumping into it this early. Um, I think like Mams made a great call having me and Pineda do it because we're two fellas that are like I'm pure new to it, and
Mm-hmm.
Pineda is like kind of just down. He seems like a down dude to do shit
Yeah.
like this. So
Yeah.
I feel like they found a couple of good dudes to start it off because not everybody like Salt Poppy, you know, he's trying to get his belt and he's like climbing the ranks and maybe not want to discredit himself with
Mm.
something like this. But as soon as it I think it will get the like credit that it deserves, kind of like the if we do it a few times, like
Yeah,
Misfits, as
yeah, of
in we,
course.
if Misfits does it a few times, then
Mm.
it should get some like decent credit, because right now people like for the boxing purists and everybody are like fuck that, and but maybe after it works out a couple times, maybe the big dogs will be down to step in.
Yeah, I hear you because like literally it needs to be built up. Like, you know, in any event, whether it be tag team boxing, whether it would have been Misfits as a whole, like it needs to be built up. And obviously you guys are still being built as stars in general anyway. So I think over time, obviously because you got the 5-year deal with DAZN anyway, so there's plenty of time for it to
Yeah,
be built up on that sort of level. So I don't think there's any rush, but it'd be interesting
I
to
don't
see
think
like
so.
with the
Yeah.
tag team division how that would sort of go, because I'm already thinking like, you know, I'm already thinking in my head like, you know, possibly Salt, Pappy and Slim, because they seem to work well together. Then you got I don't know if this could even happen. I could be like pushing the boat out a bit, but if the beef ever gets squashed between Deen the Great and Walid Sharks, who
Yeah,
knows? Who knows?
yeah, I don't know. Maybe if that ever happened, they'd be a pretty sick tag team too. I'll tell you one thing. I'm not getting in there with fucking Salt Poppy and Sensei or Salt Poppy and Slim. I'm not doing that. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not at that level, and I understand where I'm at, and I'm not a professional boxer. I'm enjoying the sport, and I'm humbled by the sport, and I'm getting better all the time. But it's going to take a while for me to get like somewhere near that level, to the point where it even makes sense for me to last a while with them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Because at this stage, I'd probably go in there and get knocked out in like a minute or two. Like I'd rather like be able to put up some rounds and
of
not like get
course.
stopped. You know?
Yeah, because I mean, like you said, build up. Like obviously, we'll start with teams and then build up to get to like the higher ranks and stuff.
Even if I could put up a good fight against Salt, maybe I'd do it later on. But I
Mm.
just don't right now. Like that's just not possible. So
Yeah, I mean, speaking of your opponents like Austin Sprinz and Stromedy, I'm hearing that there's a little bit of history between you and Stromedy. So I mean, you know, in terms of your opponents, like how for you and Pineda, I guess with the training that will lead up to your fight against them two, how would you see for you two to potentially get the upper hand against those guys? How would you fare that?
I think because me and Pineda fought each other, I mean, maybe same with them too. I'm not sure, but like because me and Pineda fought each other, I think we got some chemistry going. I know like the communication probably isn't that great between me and him, like
Mm,
verbally, but I feel like we have some chemistry there, and like we'd be able to do some stuff in the ring. As far as the Stromedy, like past beef and stuff like that goes, it was mostly like I don't not a lot of the scene here knows it, but Taylor Holder's like my best friend,
yeah.
and like my brother, like my ride or die. I do anything for him. He's done so much for me in our time together. And he really does not like Stromedy. Like
Mm,
Stromedy pissed him off a few times back in the day, and they were beefing for a while. And now, so that's why I started the beef with him back in the day. And now it finally comes to fruition as fighting. So
wow. So basically, because of friends between friends and stuff, and obviously it seems that that's what's generated into I wouldn't say hatred. Hatred is a strong word, but the
yeah,
whole sort of like interactions with you and Stromedy. So I mean, obviously with them two, like I'm not sure what their training is like in the moment, but I'm guessing they're really like building up and stuff. So of course, like you're going to be talking with Pineda hopefully soon. So do you feel that you have like the upper hand for them two, or like how would you envision it?
yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that I can beat both of them without a problem.
Hmm.
And Pineda beat me, so he's obviously a little bit better than me. So
Hmm.
uh, and that was like a fair fight. Me and Pineda, like we duked it out, but he like is just a better boxer than me right
Hmm.
now. So I think if I'm a better boxer than them too, I'm pretty sure I can beat them too. Then he should have no problem. I'm just hoping it doesn't become a situation like if it's like the first person that gets knocked down or knocked out or stopped in the fight. I hope like the fight doesn't end, but if it does, I'm hoping that he like at least waits. He doesn't knock him out like real quick, and I get to get in there because I'm
Right.
certain that he'll probably be the one going in first with Stromedy because they're both the guys who won the last fight. So
Right.
I'm assuming that that's how it's going to go. I don't know. I haven't talked to Mams about it or nothing, but it just makes sense for that to be the case. And I'm hoping he doesn't go in there like flog him, boom, and then it's like I'm sitting there in my gear and I'm all warmed up, and I'm like, What the fuck? Like nothing to do. That would be sickening.
Yeah. At least you get to come back to the
I'd
UK
probably
though,
have to
if
go in
worst
there.
case.
If that happened and he knocks him out first, I'm probably just gonna be like, Pineda, get back in. You and I are fighting.
Wow.
And I just think, I mean,
Wow.
realistically, he's gonna beat me again, but I'll just take another beating off Pineda and at least to give a show, you know?
Yeah. One day, imagine you go on the mic and say like, "Hey, hey, let's go." Imagine.
Or if
I,
like they go, or if him and Stromedy go in first, and then he like stops Stromedy, like because Pineda comes out hard, like when he's
mm,
fresh, he comes out hard, like
mm.
So if he goes in there and like just fucks up Stromedy, and then they're like it's over, I'm just gonna take the mic and be like, Austin, get in the middle of the ring right now, so you and I can go at it a bit because I don't want to like all this hype up and everything like that. And imagine if I wasn't able to actually fight. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. I mean, obviously the rules will be like explained further down the line, so we're looking forward to it. And of course, like your friend Deen The Great, he's defending his championship against Pully Arif.
Yeah.
I saw Pully Arif at the Kingpin event last year. And of course, I know Deen. I've seen his training; like he's going hard on
Oh,
it. And
he's very hard worker,
yeah,
man.
because
Very
I know
hard
you. I
worker.
know you both work and train in the gym every day. So how do you think Deen will fare against Pully, someone that he's not faced before? How do you think that fight will play out anyway? Because you work with Deen all the time.
I don't see it being too big of a problem for Deen. I mean, he's not taking Pulley lightly,
Mm.
but I personally, I don't know. I haven't watched enough of that other fella, but Dean shouldn't have a problem with it, man. He's just like he always finds a way. You know, he's a stubborn guy. He always finds a way. Sorry,
No, it's okay.
um, I was getting a call. I had
Yeah, that's
to
cool.
do it, but like even like when Waleed was they were fighting hard and Waleed got him down a couple times, he still found a way back, and he's not an easy man to put away. So.
Mm. Because I mean, Dean even said on Twitter recently, like my opponent is the toughest I've had yet. Uh, this one gonna be good. You dig what I'm saying? So do you feel that Dean versus Pulley could be on almost on the same level, if not the same level, as how Dean and Walid performed in the ring? Do you anticipate that could go as far as how Dean and Walid went?
I think that Dean's at like Dean. Honestly, that I feel like when he fought Waleed wasn't his best day, but I feel like this time now he's with a nutritionist. Now he's doing a lot of other things right, like strength conditioning camps. So I think that no, it shouldn't be a problem for him. I
Mm,
don't think that it'll be like that because I think that it would have the lead stoppage would have happened sooner if it was on if he was having a better day. But he
mm,
like literally, I was on his ass that day because we were in Texas and I was trying to get him some decent food to eat, so he's like well nourished, but
mm.
he ate like a McDonald's chicken sandwich or something like that, and I was like, "You're fucked." But I mean, because he kind of like works out so much and he's in such good shape, like it doesn't really matter when he eats bad things, but not
Sure.
on fight day. So now he's got a better head on his shoulders as far as the nutrition stuff like that goes, and yeah, I don't think it should be a problem for him.
I mean, that's another fight I'm looking forward to. I mean, off the back of your fight with Pineda, you surpassed 100,000 subscribers. I mean, I think you're on 132 now at this point.
Her like 36, I
I mean,
think.
you're growing. Like, you're literally been growing since you come to the UK. Like, everything's been so good for you at this point. You went
Right.
viral. You got more interactions with fans. I mean, a lot of fans love you in the UK as well. You've been taking a lot of selfies. Does it feel weird at this point to be more widely recognized, or do you fully embrace it? Like, how do you feel at this point when it comes to this amount of recognition?
It's definitely a different level than I've experienced in the past. But when I was like back in the day, like a couple of years ago, when I was filming videos with Bryce Hall every day, and his YouTube channel was going crazy, like average like 3 or 4 million views a video, I used to get recognized a lot for that. But this is definitely a different type of um, like fame or whatever you want to call it because it's all mine. And instead of before it was Bryce's.
Yeah.
But now it's actually mine, and like my accounts are going up because of it, and I'm doing well because of it, and I'm reaping the benefits because of it. So it's definitely nice to like I've been working in social media for a long time. It's the first time things are like really looking up long term
Yeah.
for me. So I'm excited about it, and I'm thankful for the opportunity for
Yeah.
Mams and all and JJ and all of them that are helping me out.
And I see that obviously you and Minicon are training, you and Dean as well, like Jack Rabbits. How do you constantly push each other to be at your best? Because I know you mentioned last time that you've had some hard times in training. How's that going for you now? Are things getting easier? And obviously, with the support of all of your friends, does it make it easier now when it comes to your training?
Yeah, I mean, we push each other for sure. Like just a couple days ago, Minicon and we were going to go on a run, me, Minicon, and Dean, but then we didn't end up being able to because I didn't make it over to their place.
Hmm.
So Minicon did his miles and then sent the picture to me, and I sent the picture back to him of how much we ran. So like we were on like the same page and like pushing each other and holding ourselves accountable,
Yeah.
holding each other accountable. So yeah, it's great to train with people that you're really close with, and like Minicon and Dean, very good friends of mine,
Mm.
and they definitely help push me to make the right decisions and not be stupid.
Well, I mean, I know that it's all been good for you so far. Like, even for if there were just tiny mistakes in the ring that you've made, you can only learn from it and bounce back and be better. And you get to team with your daddy in a couple of weeks, so that's all good for you on that level.
Yeah, baby.
Have you caught up with all the stuff that's happening between Tommy Fury and Jake Paul?
I've watched a little bit of it last night actually while I was eating dinner.
Yeah, who do you think's got this? Like, in your honest opinion, who do you think's got this?
I'm thinking Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping Jake. I mean, there's undeniably a lot of past experience that Tommy has. He fought amateurs. I don't know how many fights, but I'm sure it was a lot. He has that family and he was doing this before Jake had ever even stepped in a ring, like way, 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 way before Jake. Uh, but I don't know, man. Jake's got it. I think
Mm.
Jake has this. Like, there's a lot of things, a lot of statistics that you could put on Tommy winning this, but there's also like the heart that thinks Jake's gonna win. You know?
Mm. So you think it's more heart with Jake compared to Tommy Fury? Because I mean, we can't we can't deny, Tommy Fury's like heart as well. But I could see that obviously there's going to be a lot of, it's going to be interesting because I mean it's not treated as like a YouTube boxing match. It's treated like a pro match, and a lot of people are defending it as well. So I mean I'm looking forward to that as well. But you definitely think that Jake's got the upper hand for this?
Yeah, man. I gotta keep supporting Jake, man.
Yeah,
Like,
of course.
if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be into boxing. I was like 220 pounds, and watching him box kind of got me into boxing. And like to lose that weight, I was 220. Now I'm like walking like 170 ish, like a little under. And it's all like because I got into boxing. I probably wouldn't have done that if it wasn't for him. So I
Was
mean,
it was it
gotta keep
being
supporting him.
was it being supported from Jake Paul directly, or was it like from seeing what he's been doing over the past couple of years, or did you get that like direct support from Jake to get you to the point of in being in this position now?
No, I haven't really talked to Jake a lot. I met him like a couple times back in the day,
Yeah.
um, when he was starting boxing, and like even before that, the Team 10 house. Taylor lived right next door to Jake. They were neighbors,
Yes.
and Taylor and I have been friends for like 5+ years or whatever. So I met him through Taylor, I believe, back in the day, and I only met him a couple times. But after meeting him a couple times, I like kept up with him, and that's kind of like he just inspired me to do it. Not so much like he didn't back me or anything like that.
Mm. But just like from a distance, you saw it, and then that the inspiration being there for you. No, that's, I mean,
Just like
that's a
you
good
can
look
do it.
to
It's the
get
whole you can do whatever you want to do. There's no limits type thing, and
facts.
that's kind of me here today is a
Facts.
proof of that as well.
And everything's going up for you, like I've been saying about. I mean, so in terms of the fight, then, obviously, again, you and Pineda versus Austin Sprinz and Stromedy. Preparations. Are we looking at matching gear? Are we looking at selling merch? Would you mix up ring walk songs? Because when you had your ring walk song of Sweet Carolina, Sweet Caroline, sorry, and then Pineda coming out to the Undertaker and then the mariachi band. Have you thought about potential mixing up of ring walk songs, like all of that sort of stuff? Merch, what we talking
Yeah, I have an idea for this. If me and Pineda are walking out together, I have a different idea.
to
I
mix it up?
haven't fully. Yeah, no, I'm not going to walk out of Sweet Caroline again right now.
No, of
Anyway,
course, of
maybe
course.
maybe at some stage, but I'm not. I like him developing an idea still, and I got to also talk to Pineda and see how he's feeling about it, making sure that he's cool with it and all that. But if he's cool with it, then it should be a pretty epic walkout. I don't
Mm,
want to give too much away, but it'll be
yeah,
epic.
of
It'll
course,
at
of
least be
course.
epic.
Yeah. Because I can only imagine if it's tag team, if you're coming out together or you're coming out separately, it's all the magic of what could happen, man. So I mean, I'd love to see you walk out together personally, but obviously we'll see what
Yeah,
happens come fight night.
yeah, that'd be sweet.
That'd be
That would be
crazy.
sweet.
And just a final things before I let you go. I mean, of course, obviously, you know, should you win against Austin Sprinz and Stromedy, how are you turning up? You know, because I've been hearing that it seems like, you know, Pineda is a guy to celebrate and stuff like that.
Is
So
he?
how? I'm guessing, but I don't know because I mean I know from you that you like to have a drink, you like to, you know, party and stuff like that when you know
Right.
when you can. So you know, would you be telling Pineda, hey, let's turn up when you know when you guys potentially win?
Yeah, I'd love to party with him after. I'm hoping we have something set up like we did. I don't know what last time I kind of went back to the hotel. I just lost and like kind of chill with my team, and
Sure.
I had a few drinks, but I didn't really celebrate. But when we were in Texas for Dean's fight, like they had a whole club and everything rented out, and all the fighters and all like the social media space people were there.
Sure.
Hopefully they do something like this like that after. I'm not going to coordinate anything for after the fight because it's a land I'm unfamiliar with, and
Yeah.
also other than that, I don't like really focus on the after party till after the
Sure.
fight. Like
So you're
I'm
focused on the job at hand, and then when it happens, you'll see how things play out. You know.
Yeah, hopefully the boys over at Misfits something could have something planned. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna spend any time planning getting drunk when I'm worried about fighting.
Yeah, no, of course. You know, maybe have maybe one drink or before the fight, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe a little tiny one, you know, a little nice little beer
yeah.
and stuff. And then you got merch, I'm hearing. Crab Daddies.
Crab daddies, baby.
Yeah. You announced it on Twitter. How's the start of that going?
Oh, I don't know. We were just in my room the other night working on me and my partner here, Cambo. We're working on a bunch of stuff. He's right here. Say what's up to him.
Yo, what's up, man?
And he mentioned dropping merch, and I was like, dude, that's just more shit on our plate. We already have so much to do, but we've got a big team now. It's me, Cambo, and my videographer Justice to work on stuff, all stuff like that. And then we have like my coach and management team there at Jackrabbit. So there's a few of us now. So I think we are going to try to get this out before this fight, and I'm excited about it. I'm trying to get the designs and everything going. That's something I'm also doing in the midst of moving and training and all that shit.
All right. Well, I mean, if you're able to, maybe could hook a brother up. Maybe I'll support you.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
for
saying?
sure, bro. Get you some crab daddies.
Yeah. 2XL.
To excel
I'm
that.
playing.
I'm
Yeah.
bringing some too. I'll bring some to London if I can get it made quick enough and give it out.
Okay. Well, I mean, either way, I appreciate it. And finally,
Sure.
I saw a picture on Twitter that your mum had sent to you of a guy that looks like you. Now, can I be honest? Right, I saw
Yeah.
that picture, and I look, and I'll be deadly honest. It looks like it's a cross between you and Fred Talks Fighting.
And
Like,
Fred.
and Fred, big up to Fred. I love you, Fred, all the world, man. Like, he knows that I always support him, but you know,
Yeah.
it just looks like both of you combined as a photo. Like, do you see it, or am I just tripping?
No, it definitely does. I noticed it now.
Yeah, because I saw that. I was like, wait, hold on, wait. I don't know what happened here. I mean, so what? You just got the photo and then you posted it up. So, do you think that guy looks like you?
Yeah, the first photo, because she sent me the first photo that I posted, which was him from a distance. It's kind of blurry.
Yeah.
Just the outline of it with like, it looked exactly like me now. I'm like, holy shit, I thought that was me. No, his face looks different than mine for sure. But my mom said he has a lot of similar features.
Yeah.
She was saying,
Yeah, I was just tripping at that point because I'm thinking like I said, like between you and Fred combined as far as like facial features, I thought like, wow, I must be tripping. Like, what a small world that we're living in. Like I said, love to you, Fred. You know what I mean, all that sort of stuff, man. Well, I mean, it's all exciting. I appreciate your time. I know that you've had a lot going on with you with moving and stuff like that. So I mean, who knows? There might be another announcement in a week or two, and then we might revisit again. So, but I appreciate your time. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And yeah, is there anything you want to say to your fans before we duck out of here?
Hey, thank you everybody so much for the support. this has been life changing for me, and I plan on like staying in the scene and doing as much as I can. I'm going to do some giveaways of the merch and stuff like that here pretty soon. So go follow me on Twitter and like the Crab Daddies Twitter page as well. And I'm going to be announcing giveaways on there.
Yeah, and if you want to tell your audience all your socials as well, like where they can find you and stuff like that,
Yeah, man.
tell them all right here.
I'm just Bdave, Bdave on YouTube, and BDAVVE, 2 V's on Instagram. That's why I need some more Instagram followers. It's not gaining that good, but and Twitter's Bdave69.
All right, cool, man. Well, let's see what happens in the next couple of weeks. Hope you get that chat with Pineda, and I'm really excited to see how that ring walk is and how you perform in the ring, the tag team match. It's all exciting. I'm looking forward to it, man.
Hell yeah. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
As always, I'll
Have
talk
a
to you
good
soon,
one.
my
I'll catch
brother.
you.